So today we're working on the steering column. There's two problems with it that I'm trying to sort out. Well, there's actually way more than two, but there's two that I'm trying to figure out today. Wow, that thing's messed up. Anyways, the first one is this turn signal stalk doesn't go down. It only goes up. So there's something jamming it in there. Maybe the actual switch is broken. I don't know. The second problem is this. I think somebody tried to remove the ignition with a chisel or something. So we're gonna fix that. Not sure exactly what we're gonna run into. We'll find out soon. Here we go. All right. So that comes off easy. And now we gotta take off the center nut right here. Which I'm just gonna try and grab it with this, because it happens to be, wow, that's looser than expected. Normally you'd use a socket, but the nut was actually super loose, and this thing that happened to be sitting next to me actually was enough to loosen it. So spin this nut off, like so, and then we get to pull the steering wheel off. Steering wheels normally are stuck on there pretty good. And you can use a puller to like screw into some bolts and pull it. What I like to do is I'll grab it on one side, grab it on the other side, and then basically just wiggle it back and forth until it pops off. So let's see if I can hold the camera and do this all at once. Oh, drop the camera. Let's try it again. Hello. That worked out great. All right. Let's see what's next. Okay, so this is the mechanism that locks your steering column when you pull the key out. And you can see right in here, there's a little clip. We need to remove that clip. Somewhere, oh, looks like right in the bottom here, there's an opening. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push down on this thing. You can see it separating from the clip. And then we're gonna pop the clip out. Wow, there's a lot of yellow paint. So anyways, we're gonna pull that clip out, and then we're gonna slide this whole locking mechanism off the column, and that way we'll see what's going on with the actual turn signal switch that's messed up. My guess is we're gonna find some broken parts, but we'll see. All right, I should be able to slide this off now. You can see the little clip in the center and the locking mechanism. All right, what's next? Oh, hello. So this is part of your horn. This is the magic that makes your horn work. You see this connector right here? This thing pushes against this metal ring, and in here is supposed to be a spring, which then connects to the steering wheel itself, and it basically makes your horn button go through your column, but also allow you to turn the wheel and not bind up any wires or anything weird like that. So we're gonna set this aside, and this is the moment where we find out why the heck this isn't working. Oh, look at that! Da-da-da-da. Found it. Okay, you see this thing right here? I don't know what it is, but it's not supposed to be there. Oh, and here's the spring. Oh, okay, these are part of the horn button. Oh, man. It's junk now. I wonder what else is stuck in the column. So yeah, these are all parts of the horn button. And now they are jammed down in the column. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on here. All right, so I'm gonna pull this spring out and see what happens next. I think that this is gonna start working though. This we may have lucked out on this one. Check it out. I think we got a working turn signal switch now. I mean, I don't want to brag, but I think we're a pretty big deal. Okay, so that's the good news. The bad news is we got to take out all this junk so that we can get to the ignition cylinder here. So I'm gonna have to remove this guy, and then that guy, this Phillips head down here, And then there's one down there too, and actually there's more spring down there that I gotta remove too. So I'm gonna remove those Phillips screws, and then I'm gonna slide this whole mechanism out. And then hopefully I can figure out how to pull this sucker out of here. We'll see. Wish me luck. Okay, I pulled the Phillips, or I loosened up all the Phillips, pulled out the signal stock, and then there's actually a hazard button down here, yoink, that I had to rip out. So now we're at a point where I think that this thing is hopefully just going to slide out. Let me see if I can hold the camera and slide it out. Yep, that worked. Whoa. Oh, yep, it's one of the screws. Okay, so now we gotta figure out what holds that lock in there. I think we're probably gonna need to pull out these 4 bolts here. I think technically what's supposed to pull it out is this clip thing in here. I think if I wiggle that enough, the lock cylinder might come out, but where it has been air chiseled a whole bunch of times, I don't know if that's gonna work or not. So I'm gonna mess around with it and see what happens. Okay, I've just loosened up the 4 longest screws in history. So I'm gonna pull these things out, and I'm gonna pull the top of the column and see what the heck happens next. Oh, things are definitely happening. Huh. Okay, I think I gotta loosen up some wires probably. And then, yeah, I'm gonna need to loosen up the wires on the bottom of the column so I can pull this off more. And then hopefully I can get to the back side of this and figure out what the heck is gonna allow me to remove this thing from the lock, or from the steering column. So I guess I'll do that next. Loosen up the wires and hopefully pull this whole sucker off the column. Alright, here we go. 2 things. First of all, I found whatever this is. It looks pretty gross. Second of all, I was able to pull this whole thing right out of the car. So now, I gotta figure out what the heck holds this ignition in here. Okay. So it looks like right down here there's a clip that I think I can just push down and then slide the whole thing out. Oh, we're gonna try that. Great news, lads. I just got this out. It's in pretty good shape. You can see there's actually still a key stuck in there. This whole area is pretty rocked. I'm gonna clean it up a bit, maybe take a file to it, and then slide the new one in. And I think I'm gonna be good to go. Basically, the thing that was holding it in was this little black clip. You have to push down on this and then pull it out. And the way that you push down on it is, so basically this thing goes in here, and right in this slot right here you push down the little black tab, and then pop, it just comes right out. Pretty cool, huh? So I'm gonna clean up this whole housing, and I'm gonna shove the new ignition cylinder in there, and hopefully it fits. So I just put the new ignition in, and check this out. It works. I put a little white lithium grease on the actual steering wheel lock, and I sprayed some down below as well. So now it looks like it totally works. I got this ignition lock cylinder on eBay as a full kit, so it matches the doors and the trunk and all that stuff. So now I'm gonna put the whole thing back together again. This is where it gets really easy. Okay, that part's back on. I slid the wires all down. Now I gotta put these gigantic bolts down through the column again, and then I should be good. Should probably make sure this still works. Yep, seems to. All right, so I'm gonna put these screws in. I'm gonna pop the spring on this. Probably put this thing there. A couple Phillips head screws. And this thing will be back together in like a few minutes. Let's try it. Dang, this thing's back together again. You can see the lock. Turn signal. In here is supposed to be the spring and a little like copper, I don't know, rod thing. I put the spring back on the steering lock. So now if I go like this, you can turn it. And as soon as you go like this, it locks the steering wheel. This is pretty great. So I think this is gonna wrap up this episode. I'm gonna throw the steering wheel back on, and then I think I'm gonna actually connect this ignition switch thing, or neutral safety switch, whatever the heck we want to call it. Might even pull the nail out of it, like so. I'm gonna hook this back on the column on the bottom, and then I should be able to turn the engine over with the key instead of a nail. So that's pretty great. Thanks for watching. See you next time.